Hi, welcome to Logos in the Chaos. Today I'm starting a new themed series on aligning your wishbone with your backbone, looking specifically today at trimming the fat. If you find this content useful or enjoyable, please remember to like and subscribe so it can reach a bigger audience and that they can benefit from it. I thought of this theme of aligning your wishbone with your backbone because I look at the human condition and we're so full of dreams and wishes and desires that we don't see fulfilled. And often it's because it's wishful thinking, or we're not able to work out or recognize what's required to attain those goals, and we're not really able or willing to do what's needed. So you really need the wisdom and you need the motivation and courage. If you have those two things, you will achieve what you truly wish to achieve, that God has put in your heart. So this whole thing of trimming the fat, it's the theme that our excess, wanting too many things, attaching to too many things, trying to do too many things, actually chokes us and stops us from getting what we really want. And you've heard of that saying, your eyes are bigger than your stomach. And that's the kind of thing of you overload your plate. You thought you were that hungry, but when you actually get down to it, you realize you don't have what it takes to finish it off. And that's obviously a metaphor for anything in life. We could call this kind of la la land thinking, where you're incorrectly interpreting what you really want, and you're incorrectly interpreting what your true abilities and motivation and resources are. And that mismatch just creates frustration. So the verse that I thought of in connection with this is John 15, 1-2, where Jesus is talking about the vine and the branches. And he says, I'm the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. And kind of we can cooperate with God and we can actually audit our own lives and go look at our own lives and go say, where are there dead or naive or false goals and desires? And let me just cut them off. And where are there things that are valid, but I'm running them inefficiently? Let me trim down there so that there can be real fruit. And this is not an easy thing to do. It's like Jesus says, pluck out your eye, cut off your hand if it's causing you to sin. It's like, wow, I can't mutilate myself. And when we are embedded in our false dreams and desires, they feel like part of us and it feels like self-mutilation. But that's just a deception. That's a lie. And we need to allow God to shake us up and show us the truth and give us the courage to go to work on what is ultimately not for us. This doesn't just have to be bad stuff or sinful stuff or addictions. It could be good things, but they're simply not for you. When you load your plate with too much food, none of that is necessarily poison. It could all be great, nutritious food, but it's just not for you. So when you discover how difficult it is, the little weak, selfish part of you says, I can't. You're asking for too much. And the message is, if you don't do this, if you don't cut off what is extraneous, what is not truly part of you, you will lose everything. It will suffocate the things that really are part of you and that you need to be alive. It's kind of like going to the doctor and he says, you need to give up smoking. And you say, I can't. I've smoked all my life. And he says, well, that's your choice. But if you don't, you will be dead within the year. And here's a final scripture which kind of talks about this. It's the parable of the seed, the sower and the seed. And the third kind of seed was the seed that was choked by the thorns. And Jesus explains this in Mark 4, 18-19. And he says, still others, like seed sown among thorns, hear the word, but the worries of this life, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things come in and choke the word, making it unfruitful. So I just pray that God, in his grace, with gentleness but firmness, would show you what in your life is not for you. What is just pure extra? What is greed? What is extraneous? What is an overloaded plate that's spilling over the side and just making a mess? And that you would just be so secure in God's love and his wisdom that you would be able to go to work on it and cut off what's not truly yours, that you can truly receive what is with authority, because you know that's what God has really given you.